Okay, so wars, revolutions, terrorism used to be pretty much bombs, bullets, guns, knives, hijack a plane, hijack a ship. That's how it all went down. That's how it was done. But have we entered a new age? A new age where bombs, bullets, guns, tanks, hijacking is old hat. That's passé. It's gone. There's a new form of warfare. There's a new form of terrorism. Cyber warfare. Cyber terrorism. So just recently, on May 7th, I think it was, a fuel pipeline in the US was hacked and was shut down. And it completely crippled the whole east coast of America with fuel. There were scenes like this, and this, and even this.
I've got morons on my team.
Basically, these were scenes that hadn't been witnessed since the mid-70s. And I remember that, barely. Where you had just fuel lines outside petrol stations, way up the road. Cars just trying to get some fuel. Back in those days, it was because of Middle Eastern issues and wars and all kinds of stuff like that going on. Today, it's entirely different. The reason America ground to a halt, came to a standstill on the East Coast, is because somebody hacked the pipeline. Yes, they didn't blow it up. They didn't punch holes in it. They didn't block it. They hacked it and shut it down remotely. So let's have a quick delve into this, because I want to move on to something much closer to home. But let's have a look at these two issues, and these are two issues that are right in the news, very current. And let's ask, is this the new norm? Is this how it's going to be from now on? Is this the new shape of things? Hacking. Will hacking be the new terrorism, be the new warfare? This is from Wired, Andy Greenberg. The Colonial Pipeline hack is a new extreme for ransomware. An attack has crippled the company's operations and cut off a large portion of the East Coast's fuel supply in an ominous development for critical infrastructure. He goes on to say, for years the cybersecurity industry has warned that state-sponsored hackers could shut down large swathes of US energy infrastructure in a geopolitically motivated act of cyber war. But now apparently, profit-focused cybercriminal hackers have inflicted a disruption that military and intelligence agency hackers have never dared to.
What are you? Some kind of doomsday machine, boy?
Shutting down a pipeline that carries nearly half the fuel consumed on the east coast of the United States.
Shocking.
Now that's frightening, at least it should be, that somebody in some remote part of the world, could be anywhere, pick a number, if they've got access to the internet and enough computing power and enough knowledge, they can tap in to the infrastructure of possibly the most advanced country on earth and shut part of it down. That truly is a frightening prospect. On Saturday, the Colonial Pipeline Company, which operates a pipeline that carries gasoline, diesel fuel and natural gas along a 5,500 mile path from Texas to New Jersey, released a statement confirming reports that ransomware hackers had hit its network. In response, Colonial Pipeline says it shut down parts of the pipeline's operations in an attempt to contain the threat. The incident represents one of the largest disruptions of American critical infrastructure by hackers in history. It also provides yet another demonstration of how severe the global epidemic of ransomware has become.
Don't hit me with them negative waves so early in the morning.
So, there you go, America. And that's a couple of weeks ago. And as I said, that there were scenes like, like this. And it all just happened out of thin air, seemingly. And it could happen again, somewhere else, on a different piece of infrastructure. But let's move that forward, and let's move that a little bit closer to home, because here in Ireland, it seems that's still burning in the embers, and already we've got our own problem. So it's flared up over here in Ireland, and we've had part of our infrastructure shut down with our health service. The HSE has been hacked. Its system has been tampered with and effectively shut down. So is this the way it's going to go? Is this going to be a theme? Is this just going to be like the 1970s, when it seems every other week there was a plane hijacked somewhere? Is it now going to be parts of infrastructure all over the world, especially the developed world, just getting shut down and held for ransom? Is this the new terrorism? So let's have a look at Ireland's situation. It's a bit closer to home and a bit more pertinent for people living here. So, this from the Liberal. Hacker group demands 16 million in ransom to return stolen HSE data and unlock servers.
Are you serious?
The hacker group, suspected to be behind the HSE hack, has demanded 16 million euros in ransom to return stolen data and unlock servers. It has recently emerged that the shady group might have had access to the HSE systems for the past 2 weeks. Some sources say that the organisation's IT system is based on a now grossly outdated Windows 7 operating system. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Windows 7.
I've got morons on my team.
When was that even out? I don't think Microsoft even still support that, do they? No, they don't. No, they stopped supporting that years ago. They don't even. There's no updates for Windows 7. There's no Microsoft support for Windows 7. There's no patches for Windows 7.
Shocking.
Anyway, the hack has caused untold disruption to medical appointments, COVID-19 related activities, and many other hospital related functions. Yeah, okay, well, Windows 7. Seriously, guys? Alright, what does Dublin Live say? HSE services could be cancelled across all Irish hospitals if the zero-day, quotes, attack continues through the weekend and into Monday. As Interpol has joined the investigation into the cyber attack, the HSE's Anne O'Connor has said that the health service became aware of the attack at around 4 a.m. this morning and immediately moved to shut systems down. It has been described as a zero-day, in quotes, ransomware attack, which means it is a brand new variant of malware hack that can bypass antivirus software and begins with no warning. Speaking to RTE News at 1 today, she said that all HSE systems have been shut down as they do not know where the attack came from, and that the precautionary step will be taken until they know the source of the attack, I assume. All hospital systems are down, including email, medical card, eligibility and payroll. So, a bit of a nightmare scenario there for the HSE. Windows 7. I've even seen reports that parts of the system work on Windows XP. How many billion do we spend in the health service? Many billion? Billion, yeah. Windows 7. I could probably hack into it, and I don't even know how to hack. Windows 7. Alright, let's continue on. From the Irish Mirror by Fergal Blaney. Taoiseach Micheál Martin defies HSE hackers and insists no ransom will be paid following major cyber attack. Micheál Martin says they won't be negotiating with cyber criminals that have brought the HSE IT system to their knees. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Let's go on and see what they write here. Micheál Martin has said the government will not negotiate with international criminal gang that have brought the HSE to its knees, Windows 7, with its hacking of their systems. He said, quote, "I think we're very clear we're not going to be paying any ransom or engaging in any of that sort of stuff. So we're very clear on that." The Taoiseach also revealed that it could take days for the system to recover from the massive hack of the HSE's system. The Irish Mirror understands that a significant ransom demand has been requested to be paid in the cyber currency Bitcoin. Oh, we are very much in a new cyber age here. The government and the HSE are refusing to disclose how much the ransom demand is. It's rumoured to be, as we said, 16 million. Maybe it's more now, who knows. The Mirror also understands that the attack has not been limited to Ireland and that other European countries have been targeted too. I wonder, are their systems also running on Windows 7 and Windows XP? Something tells me they aren't. But ours are. Well done, boys and girls there. How many billion are they getting again? You think they could just update this? Yeah, so it's really all kicking off in the HSE. So, yeah, that's what the press are saying. Let's hop on over to the Twitter sphere, shall we? See what the proletariat are talking about. What do we got here now? Who's this? Politics Watch, at Politics Watch. Don't know who they are. HSE were warned in 2020. €22 billion a year we are paying for the HSE. Where is the money going? Well, that's what I would like to know. And we've got some screenshots here of some RTE articles, I assume. Windows 7 users warned of cyber attacks as software support ends. That was January 2020. And beside it there we have, again from RTE, thousands of HSE computers rely on out-of-date software. Well done, HSE. Mad Thing Woo 2. May 14th. She's tweeted out a picture there. As you can see, what seems to be a fairly faithful approximation of HSE's cybersecurity. You see there, it's a, or is that a chipstick? That's a, yeah, I think that's probably accurate. An accurate representation there of what the cyber hackers had to get through to get in. All right, what else have we got? From Bleeping Computer at Bleeping Computer, scoop. Conti ransomware gang, that must be the gang that's claiming responsibility, demands $20 million from Ireland's health service, the HSE. Conti claims to have stolen 700 gigabytes of data. Ireland's Taoiseach Micheál Martin says they refuse to pay any ransom demands. Well, I don't know about that. I just think you and I will not hear about it. That's my own 2 cents. Mallow News at Mallow News. The HSE has said they will negotiate with the ransomware hackers, but they have to wait 2 to 3 years for an appointment. There's always a wag in the mix somewhere, isn't there? John Wallace, the HSE, you see a picture there, the HSE pulling out all the stops in the war room. Windows 98. No, I think they updated from Windows 98, but barely. NWL at NWL. These couple of tweets here, and this is pretty much indicative of Irish politicians. First tweet: it's remarkable how Stephen Donnelly has Health Minister, has gone to ground since the HSE ransomware attack in the wee hours of Friday, and now attacks on the Department of Health. If there was credit to be claimed, you couldn't keep him off our screens. The political buck stops with him, and then he follows it up with another tweet there. You can see it. Stephen Donnelly still keeping his head down, despite the revelation ransomware was discovered in his department last Thursday, a day before the attack on the HSE. Chaos for health operative activities. Still no word on what data belonging to the public has been stolen. Where's Stevie? He's nowhere to be found is where he is, and that's the way politics works in Ireland. If there's credit to be got, if there's some limelight to be basked in, well, you can't keep them out of it. But if there's any sort of a problem, any sort of chaos, any sort of an issue that doesn't suit them, they're gone running for the hills. And so it goes. Fergal McGoldrick at Fergal McGoldrick 2. HSE budget of over 20 billion euros. HSE Department of Health allegedly still use Windows 7 and Windows XP, I think. If correct, mind-boggling, with serious implications for HSE. Well, we're seeing that play out now in real time. Healthcare system compromised by, and he lists all the usual suspects in the political sphere. And then Jerry Bridget at Jerry Bridget, quote, I think it's more than simply allegedly. I don't know anyone who'd pay a ransom of a halfpenny for that rubbish system. When the hackers find what they've hacked, I wouldn't be surprised if they paid the HSE to take it back. HSE need to start from scratch and build for 21st century. Well, it certainly wouldn't be any harm at all if they used up-to-date software. People in their own homes, ordinary people like myself, we're all up-to-date in Windows. I think they give it to you free, don't they, a lot of times? You just press a button and it updates. In fact, it updates even when you don't want it to update. Flipping always updating. But not in the HSE. No, Windows 7 is good enough for us. Windows 7 it is. And this is where it gets you. And as we have seen from the US, and as we're seeing play out here in Ireland, we have moved into a new age. We have moved into a new landscape. It seems that the people we have supposedly on our team are totally out of their depth in this arena. Windows 7, I could probably hack that and I don't even know what I'm doing. Why is this allowed to go on? The 20 billion, over 20 billion we spend for a country of 5 million people. 20 billion is the yearly budget, annual budget for the HSE. And they're using systems with Windows XP and Windows 7. That the company that made it doesn't even support anymore. How ridiculous is that? Talk about an open goal. And in this age where you don't have to be so worried about the bombs and the bullets and guns and explosions and planes flying overhead, you really need to be worried about some group of guys in a basement, God knows where, shutting down your health service, shutting down your ports, shutting down your airports. And we've got this bunch of cosseted idiots who are standing between that chaos and us. How could you have confidence? How could you? If this is the way the world is going, the people on our team need to step up. The people on our team need to get a grip. The people on our team need to do what we pay them to do and do it effectively.